proper care and feeding of a teenager. Number one rule, don't let them drink alcohol. Rule number two, never let them get into a car with a driver who has been drinking. Rule number three, never, ever, under any circumstances, allow him to take illegal drugs. To grow up a happy, healthy teenager is important. If you love them, you'll take good care of them.
If you drink, don't drive. A reminder from WVUE Channel 8.
Oh, back to school, to prove to Dad that I'm not a fool. I got my lunch packed up, my boots tied tight. I hope I don't get in a fight. Oh, back to school.
In this review, I'll be taking a look at the Neca Ultimate Back to School Gremlin figure. This figure is a Target exclusive. Hey there, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. This figure is inspired by a newspaper ad campaign used to promote the film during the original 1984 theatrical release. There were 6 ads in total to my knowledge. This Back to School Gremlin is actually the second one to be made into figure form. The first being the Summer Games Gremlin figure. I have reviewed that one as well, so be sure to check that out if you haven't already. Neca has announced that they will continue these, as they have already shown off the next one to come out. Let's start off by taking a look at the packaging. The front of the box looks just like the newspaper ad. At the bottom we get the word Gremlins in red. Moving up, we get a beautiful color image of the Back to School Gremlin. I always find it interesting, the skin tone of the Gremlins in most promotional material is that of green, while in the movie and toys they are usually brown. At the top you get "See Gremlins again" before you hit the books. Turning around to the side, at the bottom you get the name of the figure and the word Gremlins going down the side. Turning around to the back, there are several promotional images of the figure and included accessories. Here is a little read up at the top. Feel free to pause. This side is identical to the other one. Here is a look at the bottom with the barcode. And here is a view of the top. Opening up the front panel, we get a look at the figure inside the package. On the inside panel is a nice image of the figure sitting in the grass. One thing I think is neat is the cardboard along the figure resembles that of a chalkboard. It was also on the back of the package, but it's cool they put it on the inside as well. The figure looks great inside the package. I can't wait to get this out and take a closer look. Here's Billy and Kate, that's pretty funny. I really do hope we get the Mega Madness figure they showed off a while ago. Here's a look at the plastic insert out of the box. And here's the figure out of the package. Let's take a closer look, shall we? The figure itself is the same Ultimate Gremlin we've seen multiple times by now. While it is the same, I still don't have a problem with that since it's a fantastic sculpt in my opinion. It is a perfect representation of the puppets used in the actual film. The paint is very clean and nicely done. The ears, the little spikes on his face, the mouth and teeth. On the top of his head, he is wearing a baseball cap. It is red, white, and blue in color. The sculpt work is very nice and fits perfect on his head. It is made of a hard plastic. I like how they have it off to the side slightly. Moving down to his torso, he is wearing a white-blue t-shirt. The t-shirt is made of a soft goods material. In most cases with soft goods on toys, I am not a fan of it. This actually looks pretty good in my opinion though. They did a really good job making it fit the figure. Here is a look at the Gremlin's arms. As I stated already, this is just a reuse of the Gremlin body we've seen before, so you pretty much know what you're going to get. But with that said, the paintwork is still really well done. The stripes going down his arms are nice and clean. Moving down to his lower half, he is wearing blue jeans. Like the t-shirt, these are also made of a soft goods material. And also like the t-shirt, I think these turned out nice as well. He is even wearing a little belt. The stitch work is nice, but some have tethered out, but you can just cut those with some scissors. The bottoms of the pants are rolled up. And here are his little feet. There are peg holes in the bottoms of the feet. Turning around to the backside, you can see his tail fin sticking out through the pants. Above is where the pants are fastened together with Velcro. It does look funny with his backside sticking out of the pants like that. Here's the back of the shirt. The paint on the back of the ears turned out great. And here's the top of the head. One thing to mention is the hat appears to be glued on the top of the head, because mine does not want to come off. If you really wanted to, I'm sure you can get it off, but I really don't mind it being glued on, honestly. Now let's take a look at the articulation on the figure. The ears are able to rotate as well as hinge backwards. The mouth is able to move up and down. The head is able to rotate and look left and right. It is also able to look up and down as well. The neck is also able to rotate around. The shoulders are able to move outwards, but the shirt will hinder it to a certain extent. Surprisingly, you can still get the arms to go forwards and backwards a good ways. The elbows can bend in this much. There is a slight rotation, but mine are pretty stiff. The hands can rotate as well as hinge in and out. The torso is going to be hindered by the shirt, but it is still able to rotate. You're not going to get much movement of the legs though due to the pants. The knees can bend this much with the pants on. The feet can rotate as well as slightly rock side to side. Here are all the included accessories that come with the figure to recreate that newspaper ad. First up is the bust sign. The sign itself is mostly yellow with the words bus stop on it. There is silver paint on the base, as well as the nuts and bolts. There's really not much else going on with the back and the bottom. Basically, it is just meant to be displayed next to the figure, like so. Up next are two textbooks. On one side there is American History with a red cover. Looking at them from the side, the books are different sizes. There are even lines sculpted to resemble pages of the book. Flipping over to the opposite side, there is a dark blue math book. The books are made of a hard plastic and are sculpted joined together, and therefore cannot be separated. One good thing about the hands being able to hinge inwards is by doing so you can get the gremlin to hold onto the books under his arm. Next up is this baseball glove. I think this one turned out fantastic. It is also made of a hard plastic. The paint job is so well done. It really does have the appearance of an old beat up leather glove. Unfortunately, it is sculpted flat and therefore cannot be worn over the hand of the gremlin. There are even little cracks and creases sculpted to give the leather an aged appearance. Since the glove is sculpted the way it is, you're only going to be able to get the gremlin to hold onto it in his hand. Included in the package is an alternate right hand. It is more of an open hand and is mainly to be used to hold onto the baseball. Speaking of the baseball, here's a look at it. Like the other accessories, it is a hard plastic. The stitching is sculpted and also painted red. It looks just like a real baseball. The hand is on a peg, so to swap it out, just pop the current hand off and pop the new one on. Just to be on the safe side, you may want to heat the hand up before removing or placing the new one on, just so you don't accidentally break the figure. Mine was a little stiff and had a little trouble pegging that new hand on. Now with the open hand, the gremlin is able to hold onto the baseball with no problem. The last accessory is my personal favorite from this figure, and that is his lunchbox. On one side we get a hilarious image of Scared Gizmo. There's a handle on the top so the gremlin can carry it. On the sides we get the Steven Spielberg Amblin logo, which is the E.T. and the Bicycle Basket logo. On the opposite side of the gizmo we get an illustration of Stripe. On the bottom of the lunchbox are the 3 rules for the Mogwais you must never break. And to make it even more awesome, the lunchbox can also be opened up. Now while it doesn't include a thermos or anything, it does allow you to place your baseball, or if you happen to have any of the other previous Gremlin figures, you can place the candy that was included with them inside. Now you have an actual loaded up lunchbox, and I think that's pretty cool. And with the handle, the gremlin can hold onto it with ease. Now let's compare the back to school gremlin with some other Neca gremlin figures. First up is the previous newspaper ad figure, and that being the Summer Games gremlin. I think these make for great figures because, as a casual fan, they aren't necessary and can be skipped. But as a gremlin fan, it gives us more gremlins to army build with. Here he is alongside the ultimate gremlin. Here you can see what the back to school would look like if you remove the clothes. Here he is alongside the ultimate stripe figure, the ultimate flasher gremlin. Different movie, but here he is next to a Gremlins 2 flasher. Here he is next to an original Neca gremlin released in 2003. For a Mogwai comparison, here's the ultimate Gizmo figure. Here is one last comparison I thought would be fun to see together. So that is my review of the Neca Ultimate Back to School Gremlin figure. I think this is an awesome figure, but with so many Gremlin figures out there now, I really only recommend this figure for die-hard Gremlin fans only. If I were just a casual fan or collector, I'd probably go with one of the other Ultimate Gremlin figures that have been made. But those who do buy this will not be disappointed in my opinion. If you're new to that channel, hit that subscribe button as well as click on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. Smack that like button, and if you've made it this far, leave me a comment on what Gremlin figure you would like them to make eventually. Since they've already announced Greta from Gremlins 2 will be coming, my pick would have to be the Vegetable Gremlin from Gremlins 2. Follow me on social media, links are in the description below. And thanks for watching.
Bye, Billy.
Hey there, if you enjoyed this video, why don't you click on one of these other 2 videos that I've made, and click on the channel to check out all my previous reviews, as I review new figures and old figures,